Tani, Harper, and baseball's biggest stars take center stage deep in the heart of Texas for the Midsummer Classic. It's the 2024 All-Star Game. Coverage begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
I mean, those are stars. Aaron Judge, Ohtani, and Bryce Harper. You see those guys, those are stars. And you're going to see them this week in the All-Star Game. J-Mac with the news.
No.
Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
All right, Colin, let's start with Team USA. The exhibition just wrapped up against Australia. They were 20.5-point favorites, led by 15 entering the fourth, and Australia decided to make a big run. They cut it to 4 in the final minute. USA wins 98-92. Now, listen, obviously we're on air. We didn't get to watch a lot of the game. But it looks like the U.S. not emptied the bench, but put in kind of like Halliburton and company, end of the bench guys. And Australia made it a run. But overall, it sounds like the U.S., they were dominating the first half with their core guys, Curry, LeBron. So I'm not going to read too much into this. But, you know, some people I'm sure are going to make a big deal out of not covering the spread in an exhibition game.
Well, when I watched during the breaks. In the first half, we were, you know, it was a size advantage and it was a skill advantage. So I don't, you know, I think the reality is I wouldn't get too caught up on what you saw at the end of a game. If you watch the early portions, which I watched bits and pieces, it was pretty dominant.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards buried a bunch of threes early.
Yeah,
AD
he
had
good.
17. Your guy, AD, hey, maybe that's your...
When I watched AD, he was physically dominant, and he was, like, battling on the glass, pushing guys around. It was good.
Yeah, just so people know, the FIBA rules are different, so there's going to be some stuff that you're not used to. The time is huge, okay? NBA game, 48 minutes. These are not 48-minute games. I think they're 40-minute games. So, like, you know, you fall behind, you have a cold shooting night, like, it can get dicey. Yeah. I think they were 12 of 29 on threes. Not great, but ultimately, listen, we have the best team in the world. I'm with you. They're better than the Dream Team.
I think we're deeper than the Dream Team by far.
No, we're better than them.
Yeah,
now, the 2008 team was interesting with Prime Kobe, Prime LeBron. That team, Prime Wade, that team was nasty.
It was.
No knock on the Dream Team. They were beating a bunch of tomato cans. Sorry. Go look up the rosters in the 92 Olympics. There's like no NBA guys playing barely.
I know.
Now the best guys in the NBA, like Giannis, is playing for Greece. Jokic in Serbia. Like, this field is loaded. All right, let's move on to the Chiefs. So they were criticized for having a subpar receiving core last season, but that didn't stop them from winning the Super Bowl. They made some offensive additions this offseason, and Travis Kelce said he's excited about the new talent on the squad.
We got Xavier Worthy. We got Marquise Brown. We got some dogs. We got some unbelievable talent. You got to revamp the team every single year. You got to remold the team. Last year we got better as the season went on. So it's going to be a long haul if we get a chance to do it. But I'm just excited to get back into the football world.
No place more beautiful than Lake Tahoe in the summer.
Never been. Is it awesome?
Oh, it's just absolutely stunning. And by the way, the ball travels. You're up in the mountains. If you take your driver to Lake Tahoe, you're going to feel like you're Ben Hogan and Tiger Woods in their prime.
I like how he's like, yeah, we got Xavier Worthy and Marquise Brown.
Well, we don't...
Get afraid. He forgot. We've still got Patrick Mahomes. He's alive. He's breathing.
Yeah.
Like, let's not go overboard. Final story is Tua entering the final year of his deal. Reportedly still having conversations with the Dolphins about an extension. No new deal yet, but Tyreek Hill thinks Tua deserves to be paid like a top-tier quarterback.
For people to like sit here and try to discredit Tua and say, you know, he's not deserving of a contract is wild to me, man. Because a lot of guys on the team understands his value and understands, you know, that we need him. Like we need his leadership. We need, you know, his mindset. Like the mindset that he brings into each and every week is there. Like it's like Terminator almost, man. So I feel like he should be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league.
Cross your fingers on health, but he's pretty good. Pretty good. J-Mac with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Line News.
I was saying this earlier, the All-Star Game's on Fox tomorrow. The most remarkable thing that Derek Jeter did, Willie Mays recently passed away, and Willie Mays is considered, I didn't watch Babe Ruth, right? Didn't see Willie Mays, but Willie Mays is considered kind of the best baseball player of all time. Willie Mays and Derek Jeter are the only two players in baseball history that have 3,000-plus hits, batted over 300, 300-plus stolen bases, and 250 homers. You didn't think Derek Jeter had that much power, but yes, he did. But even better than that is Derek Jeter now joins us live from Arlington, Texas. Welcome back to the Herd. We are in hour 3. We are going to have Derek Jeter joining us in 20 minutes from the All-Star game where the Phillies are well represented with 8 players. Let's start with this story. The door may be reopening for Caitlin Clark to make the Olympic team. Diana Taurasi has an injury. But from the beginning, women's basketball hasn't quite known how to handle Caitlin Clark. It reminds me a little bit when Taylor Swift, the singer, became a billionaire with the Eras tour, and like the management team and Ticketmaster had to apologize. Like in 10 minutes, they couldn't supply enough tickets. It was just, they were completely overwhelmed. And I think that's what women's basketball was with Caitlin Clark. I mean, they knew a year out she could be the number 1 pick. They give her the toughest schedule, early schedule in the league over any other team. And remember, the Indiana Fever were the worst team. So she comes in, they start 1-8. They put nothing but quality veteran teams that had been in the playoffs. Terrible start. And then the league has to scramble because she's selling jerseys and merch like crazy. They've got to switch venues in LA. They went from the Pyramid in Long Beach to Crypto. And the league got, this is what happens sometimes with soccer fans. They feel ignored and WA fans feel ignored. So they get very precious, very tribal, very insular. She's not going to make the USA women's basketball Olympic team. And you're like, are you crazy? Go look at the men's team. It's political. Jaylen Brown's not on it because Nike doesn't want him on it. Kyrie Irving's not on it because Nike didn't want him on it. You're not going to put Caitlin Clark, your Taylor Swift on the team. Well, she sells out her All-Star jersey in 17 minutes. I'm still not sure women's basketball quite has their feet under them. They're doing a Ticketmaster. They're bailing water. She's exploding as a player. She leads the WNBA in assists. She's 3rd in three-pointers made. Indiana's won 8 of 12. Yesterday's a prime example where she is in the 4th quarter, best player on the floor, had a choppy first half, but had 10 points. But you're not going to hear anybody pick on women's basketball as a unit. There's a lot of sycophants in the media. They feel like the sport's been ignored, so they're part of the brigade to support it, and that's fine. But let's be honest about it. The sport made a terrible decision on the Olympic team. The scheduling early, even though they knew she was coming out and probably going to be a number 1 pick a year earlier, about the time they were making schedules, was ridiculous. And now Indiana's on fire. Caitlin Clark's like a 17, 8, and 6 player. She's getting better by the week. She says the right stuff at the podium. There's nothing about her you don't like. And it's like, now you made a big mistake the first time not putting her on the Olympic team. Don't double down on dumb. Get her on the team. Give us a reason to watch the Olympic women's team. You guys win gold every year. Your competition's weak. You win it every year. Give us a reason. Quadruple your television ratings with her. Promoting not only the other women on the team that could get endorsements, but promoting your sport. There's a reason that top movie stars and top athletes use the same 4 or 5 agents, because they can handle it. They don't get overwhelmed. Women's basketball has felt overwhelmed here. You got your Conor McGregor. Your baseball, you got your Bryce Harper. You got your Messi in the MLS. You put him on TV. The whole salary cap in the MLS. It's funny. They got Messi into the MLS. The guy makes more than some of the teams. They figured out a way to get him into the MLS. They weren't precious and rigid. And so, listen, in basketball terms, this is a layup. In NBA terms, it's a slam dunk. If you can get her on the Olympic team, you missed the first time, do it the second time. You're doing yourself a favor. Don't get in the way of yourself. All right, 5-time World Series champ Derek Jeter joins us from the All-Star game next.